of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Khalil Gibran. From many mistakes to important lessons learned, from being a Denver kid to now an adult in Denver, I'm Doncey Albin, and I would like to talk about falling forward. You know, it's a little hard to worry about finding the x-intercepts of some equation when you've missed the previous night's sleep due to the interrupting volume of domestic violence. I remember this being coupled by the fact that any breakfast I ate was most likely from a dream. During the little sleep I did get, I was hungry and I was tired. I was told that I had ADHD, that I was an at-risk youth, that I needed more discipline. I spent 18 years of my life in special assistance classes to help me with my short attention span. What I see now that I didn't see then is that I was trying to go through school while being in constant fight or flight mode. For me, it wasn't if my life was going to fall apart or not. It was when. It's hard to care about the concepts you learn in school when you're trying to find peace at home. The table of elements is probably not the tool you want to use to assess your unstable home life. There's a hierarchy of needs here that's often being overlooked for many young adults. Instead of home intervention or counseling, there are D's and F's. Suspension, academic probation, and sometimes worse, criminal charges. Most of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Most of you also know that there are groups of individuals out there who are changing that norm. They intervene where it counts, and they stand away when necessary. These individuals learn the student. They stand next to the student and ask to borrow their eyes. And when the student is ready, the now mentor wears the student's eyes and walks with the student in a direction of a better life. These individuals are leading the way for all to see. These are the men and women sitting in this room. These are the students who will soon be the mentor they once had. This is the change that leads to finding X and Y intercepts and learning the table of elements. This is Denver kids. I know these individuals changed my life. It was not fast and it was not easy, but I am finally comfortable. And I am finally on a path to a good life. Currently, I'm a mechanical engineering student at MSU Denver. Thank you. I'm involved in leadership on campus with the ULP. I'm almost done with a minor in mathematics, which is really exciting for me. And I plan to go beyond a bachelor's. If it was not for Denver kids being part of my life, I know I would not be here today. They removed a festering film that was glazed over my eyes and drew a path for me on a map that I didn't even know I owned. From those who have mentored me early on, Ed Mitchell, John Bushnell, and Denver Kids' very own Kurt Spikestra, to those who inspire me every day. My twin brother, who's over there, he looks just like me. And my little sister, Dracy and Carol Ann. My truly great aunts, Barbara and Sharon Vickery. My dear friends, Megan, Stephen, Ryan. My teachers, Dr. Davis, Miss Nilsson. And most importantly, my mom, Virginia Albin, who has won wars most would die entering. There's no way I can thank each of you enough. I hope that being the difference in someone else's life, like you were in mine, will show you my gratitude. For all of the young adults in the room, the students, the dreamers, those who are in the shoes that I was once in, I have something to tell you. That is, you have yet to become who you are. Okay, so at this point you're probably thinking, how can I not be who I already am which you have a point, so I'll clarify my statement. When I look around the room, I see a lot of faces, a lot. But what's so amazing is that I may be looking at the first astronaut to step on Mars, or maybe one of the leading scientists who changes the way we combat cancer, or a teacher who inspires the lives of his or her students every single day. I may be looking at some serious history, but right now, you are only on the road to what you will eventually accomplish, and you might not see what I do. You may see what I once did. You may see D's or F's, the rising costs of college tuition. You may see a family that needs your attention more than your grades do. You all see many different things, but you might not see what you will be or what you will accomplish. The reason I'm telling you you have yet to become who you are is because I don't want you to get comfortable with where you're at. In fact, I think it would be a good practice to start imagining what you will be and where you're going to go. Next time you look in the mirror, imagine that teacher, that doctor, that scientist. Imagine them. That's you. When you begin to accept that that is who you are, you'll then realize why you're working so hard right now. You're not going to sleep every night. You may not eat breakfast very often. But if you are to change this world, those are small prices to pay. I was in a similar place as many of you are, so I know what it's like to stress out about tomorrow and the next day. In your position, you're going to have to work about 3 times as hard as your peers. Sometimes they are not going to understand. Life is going to push you down. Your job is to get back up and remember what you're soon going to see in the mirror. That future reflection you have seen failure and has overcome it, time and time again. That part of your reflection story is right now. You are going to overcome the barriers that stand before you. Also, you see that Denver Kids mentor sitting at your table? They're going to help you. For all of the adults in the room, the mentors, the teachers, those who are trying to show others that this can be a good life, I hope you understand the magnitude of what you're doing. You are the continuance of a very powerful chain reaction that will continue to expand beyond any expected capacity. There's one thing that we learn at Denver Kids, it's that giving is gaining. In this life, we are sometimes going to fall. But with the help of our mentors and those who inspire us, we are going to fall